about our combat regime. What do you mean think about your combat regime? Shouldn't you already know what you're doing? I do already know what I'm doing. Because I think about my combat regime. Asshole. You ain't my dad, are you? Oh, fuck yeah, man.
As a woman, when I first stepped out on the streets with the ability to understand what the society's gestures, expressions, and underlying tones meant, I realized, man, being a woman is a difficult thing. Go back a few words. Man. Men must have it so easy. That's what I thought. That's what I thought for the longest time with the shackles of misogyny, patriarchy, chauvinism, and 10 other jargons we never really deemed important to look up the meaning for, agreeing to the commonly misinformed. I always thought that men were born with a sense of entitlement in this world. Until now. Until this. 5 things we hear growing up. 5 things society says to men who try to grow up. 1. Men don't cry. Because women have monopoly over the tears. Because emotions are just another cover-up for weakness. Well, guess what? When Kevin failed in 5th grade, he didn't cry. When Kevin's mother left him, he didn't cry. When Kevin's girlfriend died, he didn't cry. When Kevin committed suicide, he wondered who would cry. 2. All men are dogs. They are animals. Preying, looking for their next target, the next woman to lie, cheat, harass, or betray. Well, certainly, because 1 man or 2 or 20 lakh men is all it takes to define an entire freaking gender. Because the loyalty, faithfulness, and everything wonderful that a man's best friend is shoved under the carpet because that one dog couldn't stop humping. 3. Be a man, said the father who was never there. Said the alcoholic uncle who couldn't stop staring at the blouse of his neighbor's daughter. Be a man. What an ideal to set for a 13-year-old boy who's shaving his non-existent mustache, who's experimenting with the protruding parts of his body, who's so awkward being around the members of the opposite sex, who's struggling to be a teenager in the first place. 4. Real men finish last. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Your ability to stop your ability from doing its job. So hold it. Hold it tight. Masculinity is a word. Humanity is another. So are love, care, and compassion. So maybe if you, dear society, get over what the first one means to you, you'll see what the next few mean to the rest of us. 5. Men will be men. I say they should be. A man should be a man when he sheds his first tear, when he cries his eyes out. A man should be a man and not a dog or a pig or any other animal you could possibly generalize. A man should be a man when his father comes home drunk and raises his hand. A man should be a man when his daughter brings home a boy. A man should be a man when he's in bed with the woman he loves, cherishes, and appreciates. A man should be a man. And before everything else, a man is a human too. So don't get me wrong. I'm not here trying to change any definitions. This is me trying to fix the misconceptions, not for them, for society, but for me. So the day that I bring home a boy, my father shakes his hand and does not ask for the balance in his bank or what his father does for a living. This one is for all the young girls pretending they have no male friends because their fathers cannot stand the idea that his daughter is with them and from them. This one is for all the young men becoming predators, forgetting that they were victims first. Victims of society's norms from the moment they were born. So don't get me wrong. This is not a debate about feminism or a million other isms. This is about unlearning years of conditioning and apathy, and instead learning about kindness and empathy. We need to liberate our souls from what it is to be a he or a she, and see what it is to be you and me. So this time, let's make it about humanity.
really great aim until the second we put on these helmets.
You know, I don't want to be a downer, but you guys do know what tomorrow is.
What's the anniversary of the Death Star? The Death Star?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. It's been a year already. Yeah. Man, it's such a huge thing, and all it took was a couple X-Wings to take it down.
You guys remember where you were when it happened?
Yeah, I mean, we're out in Coruscant training when here some friends made it out. Of course they didn't because, well, yeah, I got a full firecracker. No one was getting out of there.
You guys know I was actually on my way to the Death Star that morning.
Get out of here.
No. Forgot to set my alarm. Got caught in space traffic. If it hadn't been for that space traffic.
Well, you can't think about that. You can't think about that, or you're going to drive yourself
I'd be dead.
crazy.
I'd be dead. Like I said, I'd be dead.
I'd be dead.
You look at that car, the Star used to be, it's just nothing.
Yeah. So waiting on that memorial. Right now it's just a
Space card on the space card. I hear they're gonna build a new one, though. It's gonna be almost as big.
Yeah,
Eight times as big.
Eight times as big. Haven't we learned anything? I mean,
you don't rebuild, the Jedi's win.
Jedi's. I'll tell you something. They hate our way of life.
now just because someone believes in the Force doesn't mean they're going to go blow up a space station, alright?
Yeah, maybe. Listen, we have all of this technology, right? We can't find Luke Skywalker. One guy, hiding out in a cave somewhere in Dagobah.
You know, honestly, I just think Palpatine knew all along. And he let it happen just to justify going to Hoth.
Aw, here we go.
No, I'm serious. What? Darth Vader happens to be in a TIE fighter when the whole thing goes down, please. Come on.
Alright.
No, listen, I read the engineering. Okay? There was no way one X-Wing could have taken this thing out.
Okay.
No way. It had to be a controlled demolition.
Connor, nobody wants to hear this.
You're blind. You are blind, sir. You're blind.
Whatever.
You're all a bunch of drones.
Hey, keep your voice
You're
down.
drones, especially the drones. Here.
Have a drink.
You guys want another round?
Yeah, I want
Want
one.
another round?
You want another round?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
let's take one.
Come on. That'd be great.
To the Death Star. Death Star.
My nigga. My nigga, maga, my nigga, maga. Alright.
The year is 517 AD.
How many movies start like this? The year is blah, 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 and there's a crow eating something, and everything is all dark and medieval. How many of those movies were good? Man, I haven't seen location subtitles this overbearing since Captain America Civil War.
King Arthur. Yes, that King Arthur.
Whenever your story needs to reach down the east and somehow trace its origins to King Arthur, it's usually a terrible sign. Ask Transformers The Last Night, or King Arthur.
Betrayed by her most trusted witch. Denied her.
I'm sure I'm going to remember all these names they're throwing at me in the first minute and change. Seriously, there won't be a test on this thing, because I'm going to fail at it. And you better believe I give out potential test sits.
So he had her cut up into pieces, each one locked in a separate casket.
Hollywood owes about 60% of their plots to old warriors burying an evil that isn't. Your story needs to reach.
The year is 517 AD.
How many movies start like this? The year is blah, 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 and there's a crow eating something, and everything is all dark and medieval. How many of those movies were good? Man, I haven't seen location subtitles this overbearing since Captain America Civil War.
King Arthur. Yes, that King Arthur.
Whenever your story needs to reach down deep and somehow trace its origins to King Arthur, it's usually a terrible sign. Ask Transformers The Last Night, or King Arthur.
Betrayed by her most trusted witch. Denied her.
I'm sure I'm going to remember all these names they're throwing at me in the first minute and change. Seriously, there won't be a test on this thing, because I'm going to fail at it. And you better believe I give out potential test sits.
So he had her cut up into pieces, each one locked in a separate casket.
Hollywood owes about 60% of their plots to old warriors burying an evil that isn't dead. This once I'd like to see someone burying an evil monster, slapping their hands after a job well done, and saying, "This is the future's problem now."
I am Ben's Katana.
This seems like as good a time as any to point out that Mila Jovovich is a badass. It seems like we're never going to get a great sci-fi fantasy or action film with her in it. Sucks. I guess we'll have to be content with a silly-ass shit element. So, for Resident Evil movies, try to be happy about it.
Only the words from a man of God may break this holy seal.
Just in case a man of God needs to to open several caskets of evil, for research. Also, too bad Merlin couldn't foresee that there would be a future where one could get ordained in about 2 minutes on lot.
I got this, Dad. You know me. I have a gentle touch.
I get the joke, as unfunny as it might be, but how did he answer the phone in the first place without destroying it? And we see later that he even breaks cell phones with his other hand, which appears to be normal. Also, the screen is still asking if he's going to accept the call or decline the call. He's already accepted it and has been talking for some time, so the only choice would be a red hang-up button.
Since down here, investigated a nest of vampires, and you went silent about 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks? How has Ruiz become a vampire and built up this large of a Lucha Libre following in just 3 weeks?
Ruiz, let a drink and talk about this. You're a good agent.
Fool's now a vampire. You get that, right? All the drinks and pep talks in the world aren't bringing him back to match. Seems like a lot of the vampire tropes are here. Could be a version of crosses, but I'm wondering where did the wrestling enthusiasm come from? Who becomes a vampire and says, what I really want to do is become a luchador? Jesus. Those wrestling ring posts have an impaling grade of 10. You can get away with anything in Mexico.
My father used to say, shit.
How has Ruiz become and we see later that he even breaks cell phones with his other hand, which appears to be normal. Also, the screen is still asking if he's going to accept the call or decline the call. He's already accepted it and has been talking for some time, so the only choice should be a red hang-up button.
Since down here, investigated a nest of vampires, and you went silent about 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks? How has Ruiz become a vampire and built up this large of a Lucha Libre following in just 3 weeks?
Ruiz, let a drink and talk about this. You're a good agent.
Fool's now a vampire. You get that, right? All the drinks and pep talks in the world aren't bringing him back from that. Seems like a lot of the vampire tropes are here, with the version of crosses, but I'm wondering where did the wrestling enthusiasm come from? Who becomes a vampire and says, what I really want to do is become a luchador?
I really want to become a luchador.
Jesus. Those wrestling ring posts have an impaling grade of 10. You can get away with anything in Mexico.
My father used to say shaving was the most important part of the day. Separated the gentleman from the Philistines.
That's Philistinist.
You're different. You always have been. If my face could talk, it would disagree with you.
First off, your face can talk. We're following in just 3 weeks.
Ruiz, let a drink and talk about this. You're a good agent.
Fool's now a vampire. You get that, right? All the drinks and pep talks in the world aren't bringing it back to that. Seems like a lot of the vampire tropes are here, with the version of crosses, but I'm wondering where did the wrestling enthusiasm come from? Who becomes a vampire and says, what I really want to do is become a luchador? Jesus. Those wrestling ring posts have an impaling grade of 10. You can get away with anything in Mexico.
My father used to say shaving was the most important part of the day. Separated the gentleman from the Philistines.
That's Philistinist.
You're different. You always have been. If my face could talk, it would disagree with you.
First off, your face can talk. It has a feature called the mouth. Second off, if your face is what you're bringing up as evidence that you're not different, the only thing I can think of is that you must be joking. And if that's the case, I don't get it. Sounds like something you'd say if someone was telling you that you're no different from everyone else.
And they requested your assistance with a giant problem. Well, what's that? Giants.
Seems like Ian McShane just traded running a hotel and John Wick for assassins running an agency for monster hunters. He's playing both of these characters so similar. If we don't get a John Wick Hellboy crossover in 2023, I'm going to be pissed.
I will guide you to our witch, Vivian Leeway. Got the pieces, but alive and waiting.
Baba Yaga had the info on the location of Meanway this whole time, then why is she just choosing to dole it out now? She could have done this years ago, and the BPRD might not even be an issue. Also, how does she know where the pieces are? Did she learn which body part detection was? All 5 fingers on it, just like it did when we first saw it. Everything about this scene is a lie.
It's no concern of yours, beast.
Why don't we get to see the Beast during this scene? Is it going to be such a major life-filling surprise that we'll be glad this movie went all character on us? I know I've already mentioned this, but if you're going to keep knocking me upside the head with these subtitles movie, then I'm going to keep sending them. Let's just add 10 cents for insanely large subtitles and move on.
Hi. You guys ever been in the Osiris Club in Jersey? Like this, but with different.
This joke was already made once.
You recall the Osiris Club?
Oh yeah, strip joint in Jersey.
And it wasn't funny then either.
Clearly, you guys are old pros at this. Why you need me to help you kill a giant?
Yep, clearly. So you should know this is a setup. Take these guys out now. And hop your hellish ass back to Colorado. In turn, you would be saving me from watching some terrible and pointless CGI giants do battle with you. But you won't do that, and I'll have to suffer through uninteresting giant fighting, so stay away.
Picture looks like it was taken yesterday.
What's with the dramatic entrance? Where have you been this whole time? On the stairway leading to your queue?
Well, what's inconvenient?
Oh, Boy flashback. Oh, that's Flash Boy?
They turned the infamous necromancer Gregory Rasputin.
You mean the Rasputin who died in 1916, well before World War II? Okay, I finally see that we're not watching a documentary. I don't know how the lobster can just stand here out in the open and not get shot, since he's right in the middle of where all the remaining Nazis are. But he seems pretty confident that he won't get killed, showing that all you have to do to survive the situation is believe. Today, in Guys Who Just Should Have Shot a Guy instead of running up to him and trying to fight him, we look into the 2019 remake of Hellboy, where a guy who just should have shot a guy instead of running up to him and trying to fight him happens in this key scene.
Your father never told you, did he?
Well, he didn't, but it's weird that you guys are telling him that. All you did was hire him to kill some giants. But you're kind of betrayed. While the backstory, why is it your place to tell it? Remember, this backstory came with almost no prompting. We just said it was weird how all these people stayed looking so young for so many years. And that story isn't even related to the Hellboy origin story.
You know what I'm looking for. Where is it?
Seems like an odd time to ask for a handy, but you do you. Okay, the big man here takes the tongue from the monk and puts it in his own mouth, which gross. But okay, how does that even work? How do you fool the supernatural? And Pig Guy does a perfect monk voice just by putting that dude's tongue in his mouth. Neglecting extremely important factors when it comes to proper mimicry. I feel like this is so stupid wrong I have to add 30 cents for it.
What are we, trick-or-treating or hunting giants?
Why not both?
And here we are, Long Shadow.
So named because of his giant.
Oh, I'll get a cheaper motorcycles only very sporting now, would it?
Well, you upgraded your weapons, so upgrading your modes of transportation wouldn't seem any less important.
For the record, this wasn't my idea.
David Harbour's feelings about the direction of his character somehow makes its way into the script.
Yeah, seems like a perfect spot for an ambush.
My thoughts exactly.
What I'm wondering now is why they waited so long. They could have killed him in his sleep, or pretty much anywhere while they were scouting the area.
Did you really think we needed your help to kill something we've been hunting for centuries?
He brought this up the very first thing when you brought him into the trophy room. You said you needed him because there were 3 giants. If you thought your motives for bringing him out here might be suspicious, and you're this incredulous that you believed it, then maybe you should have come up with another bullshit story that was more believable, even though it clearly worked. Seems like you would have done that when the first pig sticker went in it, but I'm no pig sticker expert.
What about my other hand?
Your other hand? What about your other arm?
Wait a minute. I thought there was supposed to be 3.
There are 3, but since the dude lied to you about even needing your help, wouldn't it also fit that he lied to you about the number of giants? Also, somehow this giant snuck up on Hellboy without making one sound. I didn't know giants were known for stealth. Hellboy is taking on 3 giants after being stabbed, electrocuted, and nearly drowned. It's as good a time as any to ask, how powerful is Hellboy? And what would actually kill him? I know he's a demon from hell, but that doesn't really paint much of a picture of what his powers and abilities are, other than, must be whatever the movie says it is. I guess I won't ask questions to be a good little movie watcher.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Beware the Jabberwock.
Quoting Lewis Carroll, when you can just say Alice.
Or dead people?
I told you, they never shut up. They're saying I should kill you while I have the chance.
It's weird to me that Hellboy's been wandering the earth for 70 plus years, completely oblivious to his origin story. After 70 plus years, why does he pose a threat that people are only now making note?
That's my boy.
How the did Dr. Broom find Hellboy here? Later he says that they were looking for him where the giants were, so he wasn't tracing his phone or something. It means he somehow found out that someone in the band took him, and took him here of all places.
You know what hurts worse than being stabbed in the back? Being stabbed in the back.
That's interesting because you know what sucks worse than watching this movie? Watching this movie!
King Arthur himself took care of that monster.
I'm glad they're telling Hellboy what he needs to know, but do we need to hear it? We saw everything they're talking about at the beginning of this movie.
Can we go in now?
Hey, Hellboy, why are you screaming?
Who's the psychic in this group again? Super real yelling at them for not being able to hear ghosts screaming?
Lady Hand.
The psychic you were telling us about.
Clearly she ain't psychic enough.
Jin from Lost would be great at cinema sales.
Nimue. She has returned.
Is that why Osiris trying to kill me?
It apparently is the reason why he tried to kill him, because if Nimue finds the king, which is supposed to be Hellboy, then it'll bring on the apocalypse. Problem for me is, did the Osiris Club know she was alive before the Pigman came in here and slaughtered everybody? How could they know? Wouldn't they have tried to increase security here? If they believed Hellboy was a threat before Nimue was being brought back to life, why didn't they invite him here to kill him sooner?
Man will fall to her darkness. Those who call the shadows home will rise again.
Okay, I'd appreciate a prophecy with smaller and more relatable stakes.
As would I, Hellboy, but considering I've had to suffer through 3 Clash of the Titans, 8 Harry Potters, 6 Lord of the Rings, and Hobbits, 3 Chronicles of Narnia, and 2 previous Hellboys in my lifetime, I'm just consigned to prophecies always being as vague and bullshit as this.
This I have seen. Only then.
Only then? Well, what?
It's still here.
So wait, are you worried it'll kill you again? This guy's trying to break open a box that's got a holy seal on it, and I'm wondering why he didn't just keep that monk's tongue. Either that or this box doesn't really have a holy seal on it, and in that case, why doesn't it? And since Hellboy smashes the box himself, I guess it wasn't really wholly sealed, but kind of both out that were King Arthur and Merlin run back in the day.
Stone by stone, we will replant Eden together.
Whoa there. Take the step and really restarting Eden is a third-day activity at the earliest.
You know what's going on here, so I strongly suggest you stop talking.
Hellboy then proceeds to tell a story about the pigman and how he takes dollars from him when she was a baby. But that has nothing to do with what's going on. That story is mere exposition that explains why Hellboy knows Alice. It doesn't have anything to do with why the Kruagok was here trying to find his star. Also, there's been another flashback in which that Hellboy saved dollars from this very guy 27 years ago. They'll argue about destiny, and it's just the way the movie excuses all the nonsense that happened.
She's the same one. My daughter.
What did this baby do to make you think she isn't? How did you know it's called Hellboy? Reading Boxing Helena, the Hellboy Chronicles. If Emily is alive, even dismembered, then why do you need to chant anything? You're just sewing her back together. Evil will take over the rest.
And you, don't go anywhere. Last thing I need some freak wandering around scaring the locals.
But we've seen Hellboy around plenty of locals, like at the bar at the beginning, and no one seems to give a he's there.
I need some ID, love.
Are you serious?
Rules are rules, I'm afraid.
This fish and chips place is a cover for a secret government hideout, but it's so small, how do the regulars here for the fish and chips not know something is up when people go in the back and never return?
People lie, but numbers don't. And from where I stand, Hellboy doesn't add up.
But Hellboy is a person, sort of, and not a number. What I'm saying just sounds more like bull dialogue that this movie thinks is smarter than it actually is.
Make sure it's a kill shot. Either the heart or the brain. The heart it is. Hellboy's brain. Just one target.
This asshole just rambled on about how he was an actuary, and he assessed risk, and he believed in math. So is he for real when he says that he's only going to aim for the heart because of Hellboy's metaphorical lack of brains? Then what?
Then we make sure she doesn't come back for the sequel.
A domestic gross of $21.9 million took care of that.
Going up.
So if he just touches his phone and it breaks, then why in the hell wouldn't the elevator button be crushed after he punches it? Ah, that creepy house on top of the house model from Hereditary came to life. Oh, I know this one. I get my back into my living. How many villains did this reboot need? We got the witch, we got the pigman, we got the hag, we got Jin from Lost, the Osiris Club, the giant. The movie is bending over backwards to include them. Scary hag invites the two sickos out there to partake in the food sound laughing. And as anyone who's jacked it to a Hellboy movie can attest, this is indeed low for the franchise.
I thought vanishing even adjacent dimension was kind of clever.
If she was banished, Merlin because I don't recall about what's actually transpiring in this movie. I just know it sucks.
I have seen this before. This is Nimrud's work. You cannot underestimate this witch. She is evil incarnate.
Ain't it even buried in this cave for thousands of years, Merlin? But that's the most pointless thing said in this movie.
Should we be worried about where that's going?
I get that Ben is supposed to be the asshole military figure cliche, but he keeps getting good points with asking good questions that no one will pay attention to or answer, and it's more annoying every time it happens.
Are there still tales of King Arthur in your time?
Yeah. Movies still regular pop culture phenom.
Well, nobody goes to see those movies because it's kind of suck. And one of them was directed by one of the three guys who did Airplane. Directed Ghost all by himself. Isn't it a f***ed up world?
And on one Fergus night, 1574, she married that demon. That very night she was taken down to hell, where she delivered a son.
So let me get this straight. She married a demon one night, Jim, and on that same night she delivered a baby. If you go back to the part you can masturbate to, you'll notice she's not pregnant, which means for some reason you masturbate to it just yet. Anyway, I guess in the human world, they just go through a full gestation period in a night. Also, Merlin's been buried in a cave since the 6th century or so. Why did he learn this history that spans over 1,000 years?
Son of Arthur, last of the royal lineage, blood of his blood.
So Hellboy's and Arthur? Don't give a if that's in the comics, that's dumb.
This is how you will destroy the Blood Queen.
Yeah, because Excalibur did such a bang-up job the first time. Movies, what could happen if Hellboy decided to turn evil sequence is clearly the route this movie should have taken. He's riding a dragon with flaming Excalibur. Are you saying we don't want this to happen?
So far, the British government has failed to pinpoint the origin of the plague.
You mean London, with their legendary Big Brother camera system, didn't see Nimue spreading the plague all around town? Maybe the news isn't allowed to talk about witchcraft yet, but deep down, everyone knows Hermione Granger did this.
Casualties are expected to reach 100,000 within 2 hours, with the British plague spreading to the EU.
But after Brexit, the plague will be unable to travel to the EU without proper documentation, so many are expecting the plague to be held up by bureaucratic red tape.
We've got to go. What's wrong? The Blood Queen just took out the BPRD.
All we gotta do now is walk from wherever this is back to Pendle Hill, take the helicopter to London, walk to that fish shop, try not to get the plague, and yeah, we're just gonna make hours look like seconds with a few quick hits. Like massive hit the BPRD, this lone TV suddenly gets a signal at the most crucial point to tell Hellboy where he needs to go next.
Hey! I'm on your side!
It's amazing we've gone from those fantastic Rick Baker effects in American Werewolf in London to this bull, where we don't even see much of the metamorphosis anymore, and a human turns into a cheetah with very little fanfare. It's Hellboy, a giant boar-man, and a were-cheetah fighting. This should be fun, but it's not. Like, all. This asshole keeps announcing what he's going to do to Hellboy rather than just doing it. Excalibur Machina?
Best think how many spent their lives searching for Arthur's tomb.
What was the point of Merlin magically bringing the sword and the stone to Hellboy when they were in that cave earlier, when the sword is readily available under St. Paul's Cathedral? You're going to tell me that Merlin can summon the sword, but he didn't know where it was? He made a big deal out of how he used all his magic to summon it, and Hellboy was a dick for not taking it, but he had to have known where it was located, right? Merlin used thousands of years of history after his own time to tell Hellboy his parentage. Also, I find it impossible to believe that Arthur's tomb is just sitting underneath mere tiles at the cathedral and nobody ever found it. When you die by the hands of Mila Jovovich, you get a boner just before you die, and you call that deadwood. No, tons of people in London are still just walking around like a witch didn't start spreading a plague earlier. It was all over the news. But this dude and several other people are like, I think Arctic Monkeys might be playing tonight. I think I can go to the pub, get a few pints, walk on over to the show. City seemed less crowded today. Shrug. So did Hellboy holding Excalibur cause all these monsters to rise? Because if that's the case, why would Merlin ever want him to hold it? Did he somehow not know that?
This isn't you, Hellboy.
Well, it took an unconventional course to get here, but this is still the real you is inside there somewhere cliche. Sure, no clue why it changed his mind, nor does the movie bother to tell us. But at this point, sure. So the demons are going back down to hell, but what about that plague that Nimue set in motion earlier? Does that die when she dies?
So, you're the King of England now.
Yep.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, by the way, there are hundreds of corpses outside. Look like explaining that to the authorities while you make your King of England jokes. Oh, cool. I guess that means Abe will be around for the sequel. Sequel.
I suppose you want to see the claw.
I'd be down for a movie about the lobster. Can we get Yorgos Lanthimos to direct it?
Can you do that?
Okay.
Man, I've never seen a movie set up so much that we'll never see the light of day. Even that disastrous Mummy movie didn't set up this much.
I believe I'm still a member of this club.
Nobody wants to buy your drugs here, Louis.
No mortal weapon can harm me.
That was then. This is now.
Fortunately, legendary Nazi hunter, the lobster, arrived.
Hasta la vista, baby.
She looks the same, but I can't explain it. That's not my daughter.
Speaking of reading, thanks for the page number. That lets me know it's a totally real book about make-believe things.
What is it that makes a man a man?
Narration by John Hurt is still narration.
Combining science and black magic.
Because black magic alone isn't good enough.
It all began in 1944.
Movie goes through the trouble of having John Hurt set the stage, but omitted just enough narration, so we need text with a date and location, allowing it to hit 3 expositional cliches in the first minute.
Oh man, they'll need these.
The movie introduces a rosary, so we know some spiritual is about to go down, but they won't actually be useful to anyone.
There's nothing on this island but seeping rocks.
Ruins, not rocks. The remains of Trondheim Abbey, built on an intersection of ley lines.
Room uses this opportunity to explain why they're on the island instead of earlier, during the planning phase of this mission. Also, the Nazis are conducting magical experiments on a remote island. You'd think they'd want to keep that a secret. It looks like they unfurled the banner right away.
The freak in the gas mask.
Karl Cronen.
This World War II general is unaware who Hitler's top assassin is.
He's here. This is worse than I thought.
Did anyone do any pre-planning before this mission, or are they just winging it at this point?
5 years of research.
Good God, how much expositional yelling can we cram into this movie? The Nazis discovered Pokestop technology 70 years earlier than everyone else.
I will open a portal.
This guy explains what he's doing, even though, let's just give these assholes 5 cents for beating us over the head with so much exposition. This guy pulls pins on 2 grenades, but throws them one at a time. There goes Baron von Ornholm from the Nazi Party family. We don't talk about him. Even though evil C-3PO is completely out of bullets and has no cover, no one shoots at him, giving him all the time he needs to show off his blade nunchucks. Nameless henchmen approach one at a time, allowing them to be easily vanquished cliché. So the portal pulls in a light fixture without affecting it at all. Then the faceless henchman gets sucked in and burns up on impact. But now this guy's getting liquefied and pulled in a drop at a time. It's fine if you want to suck people into deep space, but at least do it with some consistency.
The portal's been open for too long. Something may have come through.
Even though all of us were watching it and surrounding it while it was open, and would have seen something come through.
Boris Efimovich Rasputin.
Also, that Hugh Jackman-looking motherfucker is supposed to be Rasputin. Did they not have enough access to a photo of the real Rasputin? Old-time Baby Ruth product placement.
Get me a blanket.
This guy was ready to fucking go with that blanket.
It's a boy.
It's just a baby boy.
These characters have confused finding a demon creature in an old abandoned church with a baby being born. I'm not sure how those 2 black soldiers got into this platoon, considering the army didn't integrate until several years after World War II. One full minute-long title card. Hellboy comic book based on the rumors of a real Hellboy based on the script of this movie, which was adapted from the Hellboy comic book. Moldavia doesn't exist anymore. The western half is part of Romania, and the eastern side is the Republic of Moldova. That said, the former Principality of Moldavia had a pretty bitchin' flag. It's a shame this guy wasn't suspicious when they asked him how quickly he bleeds. Well, you were there when the machine popped his eyes out, right? Don't matter, really. I'm just wondering how a thing that resurrects somebody somehow decides, nah, you lost your eyes, can't give those back. Broom Bruttenholm grows up to be Doc Brown.
The lungs, spine, liver.
Broom has cancer basically everywhere, but is still able to stand and move around and otherwise basically be fine.
Tom Manning is the head of special operations of the FBI.
Even though they explained who this guy is 10 seconds ago, movie still felt the need to put his name at the bottom of the screen. Also, why is a high-ranking official for the FBI on a talk show discussing this? What's he going to do next? Dispute the findings of the Weekly World News?
Waste Management Services?
No one is suspicious of a waste management services building that looks this nice, especially in New Jersey.
Hello, I'm John.
You are late.
Because of course he is! Everyone's late, but to what consequence? Nothing! Instead of walking all the way to the counter like a normal person, John decides to stop right on the thing that he doesn't know is an elevator.
Turn the pages, please. If you don't mind.
This seems like an incredibly inefficient way to read, waiting for someone to come along and turn the page for you. We find out later this guy can do basically fine outside of water, so if he wants to read a book so fucking bad, he should just get out of the damn swimming pool. And even if he wants to stay in the pool, can they not get an intern who will laminate some pages? Isn't this what I pay taxes for?
Agent John T. Myers, Kansas City, 76.
Abe Sapien's superpowers include breathing underwater, some form of telekinesis, and expositional rambling.
April 14, 1865.
The day that Abraham Lincoln died.
Abe Lincoln died the morning of April 15th. He was shot on the 14th. John gets grossed out by something he's been within no shot of for some time. Building has integrated a museum into their Maxwell Smart-style series of doors hallway.
Fed 6 times a day. He's got a thing for cats. He'll be his nanny, his keeper, his best friend. He never goes out unsupervised.
This guy plays the pronoun game 6 times, even after he knows for a fact that John has no idea who he's talking about.
He never goes out unsupervised.
Oh, they're already deep underground in a vault. Can they really not tell this kid what he's here to do?
I hate those comic books.
Was he standing there this whole time? John didn't notice? And the guard giving him all the instructions talked about him in the third person like an asshole?
But he doesn't age like we do.
He's barely out of his 20s, but he's played by a 54-year-old.
I have these for you.
Even though Illinois is in his early 30s, he can still be influenced by candy.
Still, what is all this? He files them to fit in.
Of all the flimsy things going on, this is by far the flimsiest. He's a giant red dude with a tail that is basically a demon/government prisoner. Who the f*** is he trying to fit in with? A girl who spontaneously combusts? A better explanation might be it's easier to put on shirts without giant horns on your head.
Take a little walk to the edge of town, go across the track.
Oh, sorry guys. I thought I stumbled into a Scream movie there for a second. Man, it knocked me out. I need to recollect my bearings here.
We're here at the Mackin Library where just hours ago an alarm was triggered.
Slow news there?
One sheet of glass between them and us. Story of my life.
Abe says this like he's in a terrarium most of the time, but more often than not he's out walking around with everyone else. Like now, for instance.
This left us ready. Take the hint. We don't take hints.
Not taking hints.
The statue, however, was hollow.
A reliquary.
Not quite. A reliquary is a container that a relic goes in. A hollow statue is referred to in the archaeology community as a hollow statue.
Perfect job for these babies. Made them myself.
Or did you learn to make bullets? Toontown? Abe's telekinesis occasionally needs to be aided by sticking his suction cuppy hand to a door.
Behind this door, a dark entity. Evil, ancient,